So, today, first off, welcome to our show where James teaches you how to play songs even he can barely figure out. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Selfie, and then today's episode is brought to you by Truly Black Cherry Lemonade. Let's crack this bad boy open before we get started. So some of you playing along at home may remember this song used to be called Alfredo, and I don't like that name. You know, I kind of do like that name because it references one of my cats, but not a big fan of that name overall. So changed it to Selfie. I think it fits the lyrical content better. I'm not going to be singing, showing you this video how to play it on guitar. I'm just going to show you the guitar parts as I've come up with them so far. So hold on tight because it's about to get funky. Like the other song that I showed you in the last episode, this song is going to be in drop B, and we are using the Brokencaster today again, so only 3 strings, B, F sharp, and B. Let's turn that up a little bit. That's a little better. Alright, so today we're talking about how to play Selfie. And Selfie is a pretty standard composition in terms of structure. There's an intro, there's a verse, there's a chorus, there's kind of a post-chorus thing, there's another verse, there's another chorus, there's another kind of a post-chorus thing, then it goes into a bridge section. After the bridge section, it goes back into the chorus, and then there's a big outro breakdown thing going on. So we'll walk through this section by section, and you'll by the time we're done, you'll be able to play Selfie. It's going to be a lot of fun, kids. Let's get to it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the intro and how to play the intro. So what we're doing here is there's going to be 3 chords. I'll play it for you real quick. Alright, so pretty simple. It's a pretty simple progression. What we're doing here is the first chord is open 8-7 on the first 3 strings. It makes this nice inverted minor 10th sound. The second chord is a major 10th rooted at the 8th fret, so that's going to be played 8, 12. And the third chord is a minor 6th. Yeah, it's a minor 6th voicing with the octave on top, and we're playing that 5, 8, 5. Real cool sounding chord there. So all together in rhythm, we're playing the first chord out, and we're doing like this dotted 8th note pattern. Make sure you mute your strings in between those strokes. You don't want it to ring out. We want to make sure those are nice and tight and snappy. So we're going to play that intro pattern twice. After we're done with the intro, we go into the verse, and there are a lot of chords in the verse. The verse itself gets played 2 times. We're going to do this all in downstrokes with palm muting. I kind of change how much palm muting I'm doing to add like a dynamic element to this riff. You'll see as I work my way through it. So there's 2 halves of this riff, and they both start the same way with this chord, the open 8-7. That inverted inverted major 10th or minor 10th that we opened the song with, but we're gonna be palm muting it this time, and we're just gonna be doing straight downstroked eighth notes. And we're gonna slide up to an add 10 or an add 9 chord at the 10th fret, and we're gonna play that 10, 10, 12. Then we slide down to a major 10th chord at the 8th fret, so we're going to leave our pinky finger up here rooted at the 12th fret on the high B string, but we're going to slide our chord down, or the root and 5th of our chord down to the 8th fret. So that's going to be played 8, 8, 12. And then that gets slid down further to a minor 10th shape at the 5th fret. So that's going to be played 5, 5, 8. All together, it's going to sound like this. Cool. The second half starts the same way. But we're going to slide down to a major 10th shape rooted at the 3rd fret. So 3, 3, 7. And then back up to that minor 10th at the 5th fret. So 5, 5, 8. And that's pretty much it. That's the verse. So we play that entire thing through twice. I'll show you how that sounds. Cool, easy enough. There's a bunch of chords in that section, so it's just kind of figuring out where you are and where to go next from there. Cheers. There's a small section that acts as a transition in between the bridge and the chorus, and we're just going to take this chord here, this minor 10th inverted shape again at open 8, 7, and we're going to palm mute it, and then slowly release that palm mute and add more and more power into that stroke so that it gets louder and clankier, and build that intensity until you get into the chorus. So coming out of the, I'll show you everything that we've learned so far up to this point, starting at the intro, going through to the end of the little pre-chorus section. Ready? Here we go. Cool, with me so far? All right, let's move on. The next section is the chorus section, and we're going to be introducing some new chords here. So I'll show you the chorus section first, and then we'll walk through it step by step. I'll show you the new chords that we're using and how to break it down and play it slower for you so you can figure out what's going on. So the chorus sounds like. That's pretty pretty much it. We've got 4 chords and a variation of the 4th one going on. So the first one, we're playing a minor 10th voicing at on the open strings. So open, oh, that's 4, wrong note, sorry. Open, 3. And then we're sliding that up to a major 10th voicing at the 3rd fret. We're playing that 3, 3, 7. 3rd chord is another major 10th voicing at the 8th fret. So we're playing that 8, 8, 12. And then the last 2 chords are both rooted at the 5th fret, and we're going to be moving our pinky around just a little bit. So the first one is a minor 10th voicing at 5, 5, 8. And then the second half of that bar, we pick our pinky up and we put it on the middle string, in this case the F sharp string, again at the 8th fret. So we have that minor 6th voicing that we played in the intro. So we're going to put it all together. We're going to do it a little slower at first, and then I'll show you everything at full speed. So slower, it's going to be... Fuck, I messed up. Cool. So that's the chorus section. We're going to be playing that twice. Coming straight out of the chorus section, we're going to be going back into the intro riff, and we're going to play that twice again. So the whole chorus section, followed by the intro section. Excuse me. Burps brought to you by Truly's Black Cherry Lemonade Hard Seltzer. I'll play the entire chorus section, going back into the re-intro post-chorus section, and that part's going to go like. Cool, easy enough. I don't need to show you the post-chorus section because it's exactly the same as the intro section. The next section after this is the verse. It is exactly the same as the first verse that we played. Just to refresh on that one, it's going to be... back into the pre-chorus section, that little ramp up. And then we play the chorus again. We got to play the chorus the exact same way, except this time it's going to be twice as long. So instead of playing it 2 times, we're going to play it 4 times. The second 2 repetitions, instead of doing that... Instead of doing that rhythm with the dotted 8th note at the beginning of the bar, we're just going to do it straight through in 8ths. Good stuff. So the second chorus all the way through is going to sound like... bar, those last two chords, we're leaving that rhythm intact. I like the syncopation there. I wanted to keep it so that we're keeping. You also may have noticed over the course of this video is that sometimes right before a chord change, I will let go of the top note that I'm playing and I will slide the root chord to where I'm going. I'm not making a conscious stylistic decision to do that. It is just something that I do. That's how I play. It's part of the way that I play that I play songs, the way that I write them. I have big ass hands, and it makes it easier for me. I don't know if that's something that you want to copy and incorporate into the song. That's cool. If you want to just let it be a thing that I do when I'm playing the songs, that's totally fine. It's just coloration essentially at that point. Anyway, the next section of the song is the second post-chorus. So the second post-chorus is not the same as the first post-chorus, which is the same as the intro. It's another riff. We're playing that same pattern that we used in the first couple of bars of the intro and the first post-chorus, but we're playing different chords, or rather a different chord. So instead of doing the minor 10th at open 8/7, and I keep calling that the inverted minor 10th, we're doing the regular voicing of the minor 10th, which is open 3. So it's the same chord. I've just restacked the intervals. I'm playing the same notes make up the chord itself, but I've just changed how they sit on top of each other. So instead of voicing the fifth, what would be the fifth of this chord at the 7th fret up here, I'm voicing it down here. So they're stacked in the order that you would expect to hear them in when you see it notated as a major 10th chord. You would have the root, the 5th, and the minor 10th rather. So the root, the 5th, and the minor 10th. When it's inverted, I'm not changing the actual intervals themselves, the notes that make up the chord. I'm just changing where they fall on the fretboard and what order they stack in. So I have the minor 10th here at the 8th fret, and then that 5th an octave up at the 7th fret. So that's the inverted 10th chord. That's the regular minor 10th chord. Anyway, none of that's important. It's just a stylistic thing I wanted to point out. So the second after the post-chorus section, after the second chorus, the second post-chorus. A lot of words. We're playing the regular voicing of the minor 10th at the open position. So open 3. We're using that same. Play it just like I did 4 times. Make sure you mute that last note so that it's got that nice, sharp, snappy feeling to it. The 4th time that you play it, you actually let it ring out, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it rings out for a couple of bars, and then the bridge section comes in. So when you're playing it, you let that note ring out, and then you kind of slide up into the bridge. So the bridge section is where this is one of the parts that I took out of my second rearrangement of 10/11. It was originally going to be the chorus section for that song, but I didn't think it felt like enough of a chorus. Here it works really well as a bridge because it has the same kind of tension and same kind of chord voicings, but it resolves really nicely back out into the chord progression as opposed to in the context of the other song where it didn't really feel like it resolved to anything. So anyway, cannibalized it, works better here. There's two parts to the bridge section. The first part, they both have the same chords. The first part, we're just kind of picking the notes out and arpeggiating them, building slowly in intensity over the repetition of the section. And the second part, we're just strumming them straight out in eighth notes. So those chords look like this. So we've got a major sixth voicing. At least I think that's a major sixth. Yeah, that's a major sixth voicing. At the 7th fret, so that's 7, 8, 7. The next chord we're going to is an old familiar. It's the major 10th voicing at the 3rd fret, so that's 3, 3, 7. And then down to the minor 10th voicing in the open position, so open, open, 3. And we just kind of let that bad boy ring out for a second. Then we're going to go back up to the 8th fret, and we're going to do it's a major 7th voicing at the 8th fret, and we're going to play that 8, 8, 7. And then we're going to slide back down to this major 10th voicing at the 3rd fret, 3, 3, 7. And then it goes back up to a fun new chord that we haven't seen before at the 5th fret. And this one is going to be it's kind of it's a combo chord of the, it's actually it's a 6/9 chord. Nice. So I'm playing the minor 6th and the 9th on top of the root note here at the 5th. So that sounds like it's a nice full, fun, complex chord that, you know, has a lot of cool flavor and is still pretty easy to pull off on a 3-string guitar. So bully for me. So those are the different chords that you're going to be using. I'll show you how everything fits together. So coming out of the pre-chorus section, that's the one that sounds like, I'm sorry, the second post-chorus, the post-chorus section that follows the second chorus, the second post-chorus. Let it ring out. First time through, we're pretty much just picking out the 3 notes in those triads. Second time through, I'm adding more. I'm kind of doing this kind of pattern to how I'm picking it out. It's so that goes. Little bit of that, I do like this back and forth between these top two strings, and then I end that bar by just kind of picking down on them and then adding the low note in there as well. goes into the second section of the bridge. This part we're gonna play that progression, but this time we're gonna play it 4 times, and like I said, we're just gonna do it straight through, 8th notes, up and down strokes. No stops, pauses, gaps, inflections, weird shit going on. Just play the chord progression all the way through. So that sounds like. If I can avoid fucking it up. That was 2. Let's do 3. Last time. Cool. So that's pretty much it. The last time through, I like to switch from doing alternating picking to all downstrokes on that last chord to kind of build that intensity. So it would be. Coming right out of the end of that bridge section, we're going to go back into the chorus. And again, we're going to do it 4 times like we did in the second chorus. We're going to do it twice with the syncopation. And then we're going to do it twice through with just the straight up and down. Good stuff. Coming out of the chorus, again, play it twice with the syncopation, twice with the just straight up and down 8th notes. Coming out of the chorus, we are again going to go into a post-chorus section. This one is much like the second post-chorus section, the post-chorus section that comes after the second chorus, the second post-chorus. But instead of playing it 4 times, we are going to play it 7 times. This sounds arbitrary. That's because it is. But it fits with the vocal idea that I had for it. So it's gonna work. We're gonna fuck around with it. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna be great. So that section, in the second post-chorus, we let the last repetition ring out. In the third post-chorus, which is the very end of the song, we are going to clip all of those endings with that mute to make sure that it stays sharp and bouncy that whole way through. So that's gonna coming out of the chorus, that is the last chorus, that's gonna sound, excuse me, it's gonna sound like. Banging 7 times. Cool. So now that we've gone over all of the sections, I'm going to give you I'm going to upload a second video that will just be a full playthrough of this song. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I'm doing, if I wasn't clear enough about anything, please let me know. You know where to reach me.